Hello everybody. Today I'll be reviewing my new FARIDA pipe. It's called Rabbaba, which means an Arabian instrument, musical instrument, which is a fiddle with just 3 strings and you play it with a bow, and it's an ancestor of the violin, which in Arabic is called kamanja. So that's a funny thing about it. This piece in the middle, which has the shape of, to me, of a bar of soap, which is oval and it is rather flat, not completely flat, would evoke the Rabbaba. Now I will first comment on this pipe and compare it with my other solid brass Egyptians, and then I will cut the video and see how it smokes. Right, well, first thing first, it came with a normal Egyptian clay bowl, mid-size one, or rather small one, quite deep, nothing special. Wow. Then it came with a kind of tiny brass ashtray, which I had to sand a little bit for it to fit, because this part here is wider than on most KMs or Temsahs. So this, see, fits, but it needed some sanding. I could sand it some more. While sanding it, I marked that it is all golden color, so it should be brass. It's marked FARIDA, both in Arabic and in, well, Latin alphabet. Now, yeah, this is quite smaller than the KM or Temsah trays. Actually, it is 17 centimeters, while the others are 19, which in inches would be, this would be 6.7 as opposed to 7.5 in diameter. Now, as for the pipe, well, it came with this hose, which, as I said on my previous video, should have been washable, but there was a mistake on the first batch. It's a new FARIDA hose, and diameter seems similar to Damours, Norbeches and so on. The handle is longer, it's nice, as in some KM hoses. It would be washable in the future. This one is not because of a mistake or something, and I like this piece because of the color, which is amber brown, but I've got to say that diameter is quite small. It's like on old pipes. So I'll see whether it makes a difference or not. It might make a difference in draw, right? But I like the hose. I'll be using it later on. Right, now the pipe. The most important feature, of course, is this piece here, which gives names to Rabbaba, and as you see, it is not round. It's kind of oval shape, not exactly oval. The etchings are cleaner than on Khalil Mahmoud's and on Temsah's. I understand this pipe is made in the same workshops which are used to make Temsah, and for whatever reason the Temsah brand decided to not to continue making solid brass. Maybe it was too expensive or what. Anyhow, these are made in the same place, but I would say they care even more than Temsah did about the finish. If you look at the weld marks, they are as clean as can be. Cleaner than on most other Egyptian pipes. I wouldn't say that it is, I mean, I have never seen a Temsah like these or KM, but usually this is much cleaner. Same thing in the purge valve or around the portholes. Now, as I have written on some reviews or comments and said on my previous unboxing video, in this pipe, which is mid-size, this pipe is exactly Rabbaba. It is 24.8 inches, 24.8, and it weighs 336 pounds. So it is one of the heaviest pipes I have. As I said, the diameter is the same as on Temsas, which would be 2 millimeters less than on our KM, which would be 15 millimeters. This would be 13. I thought it was less, but it's actually same as the my Temsas. And the horse port is a bit, it's like on some KMs which have it smaller, because I just measured it and this will be 0.66, as opposed to some KMs might have a 0.17 opening, and on Temsite is 0.75 in millimeters. That will be 1.7, 1.8 for some KMs, some have 1.7, 1.9 for Temsa. So Temsa are slightly bigger here. Those of us who use both KMs and Temsa know that Temsa take all the hoses. KM is a bit tricky with some, I mean KM pipes are a bit tricky. Some hoses will keep on falling off and so on. The purge valve is quite interesting. It is different from either Temsa or KM. It has one big hole on each side and another here. As I said, finishings are very good, and then the bell at the bottom is not exactly the same as on KMs, but quite similar. These pipes are supposed to be quite loud. We will see it later on. So in terms of weight, the only one I have which is heavier would be this Temsa Rabbaba or World Cup. This would be heavier. This would be 3.67, and this was 3.36. But then my Temsa Shaquille or Nugget would be 3.31. So this is lighter than the Rabbaba. As for the KMs, this is the same size, Fanus, and this would be KM Fanus is 3.23 pounds. And then this shorter one, the Beast or Negmaman Kush, this is lighter. This is just 1 kilogram, which is 2.3 pounds. So there you have it. Otherwise, you see the stand for the ashtray is quite similar on the 3 pipes, and it has nice brand sign there. So, well, that be it for the pipe. Otherwise, it came with this nice vase. I love these medium-sized jumbos. And no, it came with this one actually. The funny thing is that I now have 3 of those with the 3 patterns in the decor which are available. So 3 different ones, and then I have another which has some red stripes as well. But it's nice. It doesn't have too many bubbles, and it's I mean, it's well made. It's not leaning any side or what. And as I said, it's same size as a Fanus. Actually, this is I said 63 centimeters, like the Fanus, the KM Fanus, which is 24.8. So, well, I'm quite satisfied with it. And next thing to do is try and smoke it. Okay, so I'll just set up and see you in a few minutes. Well, hello again. So this is Hookah-Burdar reviewing his new FARIDA Rabbaba, and I made a kind of a wild choice to taste it because I decided to go with my favorite tobacco, which is this kilo tub of Al-Fakhr soft black. So Al-Fakhr soft black with the German bowl, funnel bowl, which is the sapphire bowl. And among the sapphire bowls, I must say, this is perhaps not the best. It is very popular in Germany, but sessions are not as good as with Tangiers or Ali Minis. And the worst thing about it is that it is so wide that it wouldn't take a giant wind cover. So I need something even bigger. I know that Ege glass in Germany makes out of crystal. They make bigger wind covers. I've been using small Tunisian one, or mid-sized Tunisian one, on top of the bowl, but I was on the verge of burning the stuff. Now, of course, clouds with Al-Fakhr soft black are almost as good as with other Al-Fakhr, but just almost as good. Decent, nice flavor. Now the pipe, as could be expected, smokes great. On the purge, I've been trying several times, and it is not as quick as on my Temsaz and Khalid Mamoun's. It's here beside his sisters, so 2 Temsaz and 2 solid brass Khalid Mamoun's. I forgot to say at the beginning of the video that the holes leading to the hose port and the purge valve, on that one, I thought they would be smaller, but they are actually about the same as on most Khalid Mamoun's, maybe slightly. I mean, it varies from pipe to pipe. Usually on Khalid Mamoun's, the hose port hole is bigger, and the one leading to the tube which leads to the purge valve is wider. On that case, they are similar. On the Temsaz I have, which are mid to big ones, mid-sized to big ones, both holes are bigger than on KMs. So altogether, I would say that my Temsaz smoke, draw on them is easier and a bit superior to KM. In this case, it will be about the same. The only Khalid I know which has a smaller downstem is this one, the Mini, solid brass Mini. This is a nickel plated one I got from England, but it's similar to the Negmaman Couche, and in this case the hose port is identical, but yes, the downstem is not on that one. Some have copper downstem, mine has not, and this has a more restrictive downstem, but I like it. It smokes great, beautiful black flavors. Black. On this case, let's try again. It smokes great, no restriction. It's very nice pipe. As you see, it is not louder. It's about the same as the others. One thing which I make when the ashtray makes too much noise, I use a grommet from a coffee machine. I didn't put one, so we're hearing it. But if I had the grommet on, it'd be like nice noise. The El Nefes has a wider, lovely noise. Now the purge. Done. So instead of 2 seconds, which is my best with the Shaquille, it will take 4 or 5 seconds, but it's okay. So, well, there you have it. I like the pipe. It's a nice addition to my collection.